Good morning. This is the emergency UN broadcast on the Ebola 25 Global Containment Initiative. I'm speaking on behalf of the Nigerian National Emergency Council. Today we broadcast to the United Nations, our regional allies, international financial institutions, and the people of the world. The Ebola 25 strain has killed over 1.7 billion people across 6 continents. International travel has collapsed. Global economic output has dropped 18% in the past 90 days. Some governments are nearing total systemic collapse. Nigeria, though hard choices, resource strength, and national unity, has contained most of its internal outbreaks, but containment is not eradication. This virus does not recognize sovereignty. Today, we unveil our response plan, one built on international enforcement, mineral leverage, fiscal realism, and unflinching resolve. Let us begin with our Minister of Health Malachi, who will detail the physical and medical response Nigeria has enacted internally.
Hello, my name is Malachi. I'm the Minister of Health of Nigeria. These are some of our plans. Nigeria is constructing 15 fully enclosed, drone-patrolled quarantine superstructures. These are self-contained medical cities with modular scalability for up to 100,000 residents per facility. Infected individuals are housed in red zone containment surrounded by yellow buffer zones and green corridors. Each zone is equipped with solar power, portable water filtration, and cellular mesh networks. Movement is controlled via retinal scan, ID chip badges, and AI monitored checkpoints. Public broadcast will be routed through the State Information Service, also known as SIS, replacing standard telecoms in red zones. Nigeria's National Center for Disease Control, also known as NCDC, is linked to WHO's international database through an AI-enhanced reporting pipeline. Each hospital logs data every 6 hours. Clinics in rural regions are equipped with satellite modems. Any breach in data integrity is logged and reported to WHO, regional oversight, within 12 hours. The system incorporates WHO's pandemic early warning software with Nigerian infrastructure for seamless alerts. Nigeria forms the International Ebola Enforcement Corps, also known as IEEC. 25,000 troops trained in biosecurity, riot control, med-evac, and body disposal. Personnel operate in rotating deployments with UN peacekeeping mandates. All IEEC deployments will fall under WHO's Emergency Health Clause, monitored by UN humanitarian compliance officers and NGOs such as Médecins Sans Frontières and ICRC. Our goal is to not just survive Ebola 25, our goal is to prevent Ebola 26.
Thank you, Minister Malachi. The first offense is clarity, the second is coordination. We now turn to Minister Felix, who will present Nigeria's global outreach strategy and enforcement proposals for international cooperation. Hold on. Thank you, Security General. I am Felix, Minister of Foreign Affairs. My mustache is falling off, but that happens a lot. I speak today as not as a diplomat, but as a survivor. Nigeria will host the Africa Surveillance Corps, or ASC, in Abuja, a WHO integrated node for biohazard alerts. The ASC will triangulate signals from mobile health reports, satellite-based thermal monitoring, over-the-counter pharmaceutical trends, and a sentiment analysis of localized social media. Within 30 minutes, a suspected outbreak triggers the automatic WHO alert and local lockdown directive. The system can be adapted for deployment across 50 developing countries through South-South cooperation frameworks. If you do not report of the infection, it is no longer treated as a personal health decision. It is a national security breach. Nigeria enforces a strict triage-based penalty system tied to our red, yellow, and green zone structure. Green zones represent cleaned, infection-free areas, mostly in low-density regions or state-controlled facilities. Entry is limited to citizens with biometric clearance and a valid health passport. Yellow zones are the majority of populated zones. High alert but not confirmed infected. These are under heavy surveillance. Individuals in yellow zones must report the symptoms or risk reclassification. Red zones are confirmed infected or uncooperative individuals. Those who conceal symptoms, falsify test records, or evade medical testing are forcibly resigned to red zones under Emergency Protocol 8F. The rule is simple. If you do not come forward voluntarily, you will be placed in containment without appeal. This accelerates outbreak removal and preserves the integrity of yellow and green zones. Legal instruments backing this policy include Nigeria's Public Safety Code, the WHO International Health Regulations, and UN Resolution 512A, which I have never heard of in my entire life. Failure to report within 24 hours of symptom onset results in loss of green zone access, seizure of digital movement credentials, and immediate biometric flagging and dispatch of retrieval units. This is containment by consequence. Compliance protects the collective. Nigeria supports UN Resolution 2213R. First offense, WHO intervention plus retraining of national systems. Second offense, restriction of special drawing rights, WTO trade privilege suspension. Third offense, referral to Security Council and full Chapter 6 enforcement. Zones with false negatives or falsified documentation are redesignated as biological threat zones. Individuals who fail to report will be forcibly relocated to red zones to avoid contamination. Thank you, Minister Felix. Humanity must be preserved alongside control. Next, Human Security Minister Reina.
Madam Chair, members of the Assembly, my name is Reina and I serve as the Minister of Human Security. Nigeria enacts a three-tiered population management system to segment civilians by risk status. Red zones are where confirmed infected individuals are walled, internally quarantined by city sectors. Cremation is required by default unless overridden by documented religious waivers. Burials, where permitted, occurs in marked, secure mass graves with transparency. They are also monitored by military and IEEC biosecurity officers 24/7. Yellow zones are where suspected or exposed individuals are held in government-run displacement shelters for 72 PCR testing cycles. They must test negative for 3 consecutive days to exit. They will receive 3 meals, fresh clothing, and telehealth services. They will also be provided free legal counsel under UN humanitarian law. Green zones are cleared urban cores. Entry is only permitted via biometric scanner and health passport, which is a proof of test, clearance, and vaccination. Movement tracked through wearable ID chip issued upon clearance is also required. Confirmed Boko Haram operatives are using infected individuals as vectors. Nigeria launched a strategic quarantine enforcement task force, which is also known as the SQET for Interior Defense. Environmental protection includes plasma-based mobile crematoriums, biochemical aquifer treatment systems, and airborne disinfectants dispersed by unmanned drones. Containment is not cruelty. Protection is not punishment. This system is not perfect, but it is necessary to preserve both life and law.
Thank you, Minister Reina. This is what delay looks like. This is what denial costs.
Good afternoon. My name is Evan. I am the Financial Minister for Nigeria. Today, I speak not of hope, I speak of cost, because every hour of inaction comes with a price. This is no longer a humanitarian plea. This is a transactional opportunity for the rest of the world to buy back its own survival. We are not asking for charity, we are offering leverage. Nigeria controls $1.1 trillion worth of untapped lithium, cobalt, copper, and other rare earth metals. These are essential for batteries, superconductors, and defense. In return for funding the Ebola Impact Fund, we offer tiered access control contracts for our materials. This money will build the red zones, deliver vaccines, and fund World Health Organization missions. The tiered model, to start off with, Tier 1 Rich countries like the United States, EU, and China will pay $20 billion each for 10-year exclusive mineral contracts, frontline vaccine and data access, and seats on the IEF board. Tier 2, G20 nations such as India, Brazil, etc., $5 to $10 billion each, shared contracts with WHO logistics help. Tier 3 is for the poorest countries, and they are to offer anything that they can. And this is not aid, this is terms of trade. It ends the debt cycle and uses foreign direct investment to build global health. Nigeria will contribute $3 billion to WHO, backed by special drawing rights via the International Monetary Fund. This will make WHO an enforcement body, not just collaborator. It will build the camps, deploy vaccines, and direct IEC units worldwide. Legal power comes from Chapter 7 of the UN chapters. Everybody contributes what they can. Rich countries primarily offer their money. Middle countries will offer their gear and logistics, and poor nations offer anything that they can. No more freeloaders. Non-participation means blocked ports and no aid. This is capital accumulation for survival. Fund it, share it, or be priced out of the cure.
This concludes Nigeria's formal address to the United Nations General Assembly. We present not just a proposal, but a functioning global model. You are either with us or you are in our way. Act fast. Fund survival. Enforce compliance. The virus will not wait, and neither will we.